Hello, everyone. This is Wally, life coach Disu, and as always, my goal today is to both inform and inspire you so you're equipped to go out there and live your purpose. Want to go ahead and present my title for today. My topic is actually a question. This is a question that was on my mind a couple of days ago, and I'm someone that I like to take inventory or stock of my life. I like to see where I'm at and really think about where I desire to be. And if where I'm at, if there's a discrepancy between where I am and where I'm supposed to be or where I desire to be, what is that discrepancy and why is that discrepancy? And so this question played in my mind as I continued to ponder that along those lines. It was this: do you really want to win? So I ask you that question. Do you really want to win? And it's not a rhetorical question. Before you're so quick to answer that question, I'm gonna follow up with some things and some reasons why I'm asking that questions and some of the thoughts that were inspired because of that question. Do you really want to win? I remember it was like a year or two ago when I was listening to Les Brown, and he was actually referencing a lady. Her name was Martha Jean, and he said that she said something similar. She says, "Do you really want to make it?" Now, when someone that is inspiring me references someone else, I look that person up because I want to find out who's inspiring the person that's inspiring me. And so, if it could be Tony Robbins talking about Jim Rohn, who's Jim Rohn? It could be John Maxwell talking about Ralph Waldo Emerson. Who is that person? So I encourage you, Google, YouTube, Les Brown if you don't know who that is, or Martha Jean. But in her message on Do You Really Want to Make It, she says, if you really want to make it, she went on to say things like, you will forgive because you know that you can't be forgiven if you don't forgive. You also take personal responsibility for your life. You won't keep blaming your past. And though people may have impacted your life negatively in the past, you have the right, you have the ability now and the responsibility to begin to make something better of your life going forward. So I want to ask you this question. My question is a little bit different. I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach, but do you really want to win? Do you really want to win? And the reason why I ask that question because it's sad to see in my life places where I stopped shy of the promise. I had a vision in my mind. I had something that I wanted to aspire to, and I quit shy of it. John Maxwell says that it's easier for you to go from failure to success than to go from excuses to success. What that means to me is that sometimes when you're going through certain things, you give it your all, you try your best, but you find out that you have to quit. It could be maybe a relationship where it takes two. And so you don't, you need the other person's agreement to make that work. And so you do the best you can. You put it all on the table. Or it could be a relationship that involves a business deal that involves other partners. Whatever it has, whatever have you. But you know that you left that situation giving it your all, your best. And so you can leave that with your self-esteem and should leave that with your self-esteem intact, your self-image intact, because you know you did your best. And actually, it's not even what you get as a result, it's who you become. So you can take that experience and who you became in that experience, even though that event failed, and carry it over to something else, and that can help you and propel you even faster and further. The problem happens is when you have excuses. So other people may think that you gave your best, but deep down inside, you know that you didn't. There's a saying that I have: make progress, don't make excuses. So some people, rather than making progress, they make excuses for what's going on. And when you leave that situation, you know you didn't give your best. What happens to your self-esteem and your self-image? It's harder for you to then translate or transition to something that is successful because you know you didn't give your best. And when you see other people that ran a similar race getting their rewards, you think to yourself, that could have been me if only I'd stuck in through the process. So many times we look at the end result of a thing and we say, wow, I want that vision. But are you willing to do what it takes to get that vision, to realize that vision? And that's what John Maxwell in his book 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, he calls the law of process. And before I actually heard it articulated as the process, I used to despise it. Because let's be real, the process, there's the glitz and the glamour of that end result. I want that physique. I want that bank account. I want that relationship. Wow, they look very happy in that marriage. I want a marriage like that. I want a body like that. I want, a business like that. I want a spiritual life like that. We sometimes want certain things, but those things don't come without a process. And it's in the process that we talk about words like challenges, oppositions. People, you may find yourself being misunderstood. There's a pastor that used to say, can you stand to be blessed? You may go under misunderstandings because people don't understand your whole vision. Can you be okay with that? Can you invest your time, your resources, your energy into it? Can you make that word, that S word, sacrifice? When everybody else are doing different things, you have to maybe sacrifice your time. You can't do what everyone else is doing because you have to make that sacrifice because that's part of the process. Make temporary decisions now that in the long run will benefit you. There's a saying, do today what most won't to get tomorrow what most won't. So let me read this from this book that I'm reading. It's called Destiny by T.D. Jakes. And this is a good example of that whole process. And do you really want to win? It says an accomplished pianist gave a concert, and at the reception following his performance, a woman said to him, "I would give anything to be able to play the piano like you do." The man replied, he didn't even wait. He replied, "No, you wouldn't." The woman was puzzled. The pianist explained, "You wouldn't practice." Yeah, he wanted to explain because he says, "No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't give anything." He says, "You wouldn't practice for 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. You wouldn't practice until your hands became so stiff and sore. You wouldn't give up having a social life because you are on the road performing more often than not." And the woman stopped. She considered the man's comments and realized, no, she wasn't willing to do it. He went on to say that the reason why she wasn't willing to make such an investment was probably because she wasn't willing to, because being a concert pianist wasn't her destiny. And the book is on destiny. But what happens when it is in line with your destiny, but you're still not willing to pay the price? That's where the problem lies. And I remember my wife and I, it was like a day or two ago, we were watching Les Brown again, and he had this stuff on YouTube where him and his son, John Leslie, they were going back and forth with quotes. This can be found on YouTube. But he said a quote that we both we thought about it, and we actually kind of laughed. He said that, and I'm going to paraphrase, he says that vision without action creates frustration and mental illness. I don't know why he put that in there. I kind of do. That's a little bit grave and a little bit, hard. But if you have a vision, but you don't have realistic action steps, then it's only going to produce frustration. And in his case, he says mental illness. You're going to have things in your mind. Again, going back to that whole self-image, self-esteem, because you know that you could do more. You could be more. But you decided not to. You still want that thing, that destiny, that purpose is calling you, it's luring you, saying, hey, you can do more than you're doing right now, but are you willing to pay the price? Jim Rohn puts it this way, that there are two pains. There's a pain of discipline and the pain of regret. He says, but the pain of discipline, it hurts you in the moment, in the now. You really don't want to do that when you're lifting that weight. You really don't want to do that when you're reading those books. You really don't want to do that when you rather just watch TV and numb yourself. But you're studying. You really don't want to make those phone calls. You really don't want to go out and be soliciting for your business and things like that. But it's a temporary pain, but it yields long-lasting positive results. So the flip side is a pain of regret, where yes, so you don't read the books. Yes, you don't exercise. Yes, you don't put in the work. You don't put in the time. You don't invest. You don't make sacrifices. Temporarily, right now, it seems like everything is fine. But the long-lasting results are pain and regret. So I'll end with this. I thought about this even in my coaching practice. Why is it that sometimes people don't follow through? Because I have some clients, they'll be doing fine. Then all of a sudden they will stop. They'll fall off the bandwagon before they stop shy of their promise. Why is that? Because I think coaching is like a mirror. One of the things that it's like a mirror. It does a lot of things. It produces this environment where you can do your best thinking, create space for you. You have someone that believes in you, doesn't tell you to be realistic, believes in your dreams, your goals, non-judgmental. They're there for you to inspire you to come up with your best thinking and create the best solutions you can. But what happens is the client comes in and they have an agenda. They create the agenda. It's all about the client. What is it that you really want? The coach will help you to examine what it is you say you want and make sure that it's concrete because it's based off of a compelling why. Your motives for getting those things are something that's compelling. So that once you get that thing, you feel fulfilled. But what happens is you find out that you have that vision that you want, which is you can dream as big as you can. But a good coach will say, let's create action steps. And usually those action steps will be SMART goals, which is SMART, SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So it's like, okay, you have this big lofty goal that you want. How can we take practical steps, like John Maxwell says, so that you can develop something daily that will lead you to that grandiose thing that you want? Many times when people start to do that, you start to understand it's like a mirror. It tells you, do you really want to win? Because you said that this is what you really want and this is why you want it and this is how you can get it. But are you willing to take those steps that will take you there? Or are you really not serious? So I'm not giving you the hand. I'm showing you a mirror. It says, so to the client is like, do you really want? And as a coach, if the first time the client comes back, you haven't done the action steps. Second time, they haven't done the action steps. Even as a coach, you're not judging the person, but you're just being curious. So I'm going to ask you a question. You can pause if you need to. Has there been a time that you said, I need to do these things, and this is what I need to do to take me where I'm saying I want to go? And my question for you is, I'm just curious. What do you think is stopping you from doing those things that you say you need to do to get to where you want to go? And you can pause the video and think about that and write it out. But that's one of the things that a coach does. Because I'm getting coaching right now for my business, and I can see there's a temptation sometimes to say, wow, sometimes you want to be lazy about it, and you know you're going to have to face this person. So either you're going to step up and mature and follow through on your goals and really do it. You're going to follow up the what you're vocalizing by saying, I really want to win, by your actions. Your actions will correlate to what you're saying, or you're going to ignore that. You're going to basically avoid that person. And that's when you don't want to be coached. You don't want to be mentored. You don't want to be bothered. You just want to numb yourself with maybe TV or whatever, distractions. But, I believe that purpose, destiny is always calling, saying that you can aspire to something better. You can move up. You can become more. You can become more. You can be more. So that's just my question for you today. Do you really want to win? I'm not here to, I don't want to put a negative damper on you, but I really want you to really think about that. I hope that I've informed and inspired you to really consider, are my actions really corresponding to what I'm saying that I really want to win? And that's something I had to do. My upcoming videos I'm going to probably be doing, one is going to probably be on visions. I'm creating a vision board for my goal. And my philosophy is I like to learn truths. What I do, whether it's ministry related, whether it's my coaching, business related, even in forums like this where I'm talking, unless I'm going to be hypocritical, I need to basically exhibit what I'm, practice what I'm preaching. Have practiced it, or I'm practicing what I'm preaching, or what I'm teaching, or what I'm sharing with you. So my philosophy is learn truth. My philosophy is then to apply it, experience the effects of the applied truth, and then start to share it. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how the vision board is going. I may share that with you. Another thing that's upcoming is a friend of mine and me. He's also a life coach. We have this passion for purpose. We are on a move. We're trying to create a movement where, we're saying 1, then 10, then 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million people, you get the message, are discovering their purpose and are encouraged to live it out. Tired of seeing so many Walking Dead, zombie-fied people going through life, hating their day, living just for Friday, paycheck Friday, and hating every other day. When you go to when you go to a job, you're basically getting paid for, I don't make it seem so morbid, but you're getting paid for the life that you're trading life, your time for that. You should be doing something that is purposeful. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be having something on Blab. It's going to be like a show. I'm going to talk more about that and probably do a video or an audio with him. We're hoping to start by next week. And it's going to be on pursuing purpose. We're going to, again, like I said, encourage and inspire people to discover and actually live out their purpose. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to have something else going forward, going on through a coaching program that I'm doing. I'm going to be looking for 50 volunteers. It's going to be a win-win thing where I'm going to be giving them free coaching. It's probably going to be 30-minute coaching, free complimentary coaching. And I'll talk more about that in my next video. But I want us to remember the topic for today's video. And that was just, do you really want to win? And I'm just going to leave you by saying this, make progress, don't make excuses. Really answer that question for yourself. Do you really want to win? Okay. And until next time, I thank you for your time and have an awesome rest of your week. Enjoy your upcoming weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.